Hi there, this is Nayumi Cee once again, and welcome back to my channel. So there are probably two reasons why you click this video. Either you're about to take your final interviews, I would say best of luck to you and congratulations in advance. Or the second reason would be you're interested in applying in a call center company and you're curious as to what are the possible interview questions that will be asked to you from initial to final interview. So in this video, I will be sharing with you not just 10 but 20 possible final interview questions in call center. So this is for newbies, so this is beginner friendly, and of course there are questions that are for veterans or those that has work experience already, may it be related to call center or not. So yes, the reason why I am creating this video is because this is like a follow-up video onto the first video I posted about final interview questions. I noticed that there are lots of people who is kind of looking for that information these days. I know that it's like January, we all are looking for a new job, and yeah, I feel like this video is timely. And so yes, if you are interested to know what are the 20 questions I prepared in here that are based off of my experience when I was interviewed, of course, when I applied in the BPO industry, then yes, just keep on watching. And so let's begin. So yes, on to the very first question, which is the very classic question as well. That can be asked to you from not just initial interview, but until the final interview as well. And guess what? That is, tell me about yourself. So yes, it's true that from initial interview to final interview, this question might be asked to you. And the reason for that is because there are different interviewers in every level of your application or job application. So from initial interview, different interviewer will ask you, and then from your final interview, then there is a different person that will interview you as well. It could be a manager, it could be a supervisor, it could be a team leader. So you really have to present yourself, to tell something about yourself, to share your highest educational attainment, your previous job employment if you have, any hobbies or skills that you have, or anything that you can share that is impactful in your interview. Or because yeah, this question is like a icebreaker or an icebreaker, so make sure that with the very first question you already stood out, okay? And then the second question is this: why did you choose to apply in our company among other BPO companies out there? So let's say for example you applied in Concentric, so why did you apply or applied in Concentrics among other BPO companies out there, such as VXI, Alorica, Saitel, TaskUs, and other companies out there. So make sure that when you provide answers, you have to have an idea about the company's mission, vision, as well as their accomplishments. So showcase with them, tell them what you know about the company and the reason why you wanted to work with them. So maybe you are interested in working with them because of how they treat their people or how they provide service in terms of their clients and anything like that, okay? So number 3 question is, you've mentioned you have a college degree. Why did you not pursue it? So yes, this is actually a question that was asked to me really, and that is because I am a college graduate. So to all of you who is watching this video and you have the same situation as mine when I applied in the BPO industry, like why? Like why did you finish for example, why did you finish accountancy and then end up applying in this kind of industry? So yes, you should come up with an answer to that question, and I actually created a sample answer to that. So I'll just put the link of that video in the description box down below, so if you're interested you can watch it, because of course this video will be very lengthy if I'll give you everything. So yeah. Yes, number 4 question is, do you have plans to pursue your studies? So this is for those senior high school graduates out there. So hi, shout out to you. I know that there are lots of viewers who are senior high school graduates, or at least in their high school or junior high school level. So shout out to you guys. By the way, yes, if ever that you'll be asked by this question, even if you have plans to pursue your studies, for example, you have plans to pursue your studies and study in college, you have to say no. You have to say, no, I don't have plans to pursue my studies in college as of the moment. My main goal is to be able to land a job. And the reason why I want you to say that is because they don't want you to do something else apart from the job you're applying for. Meaning, yes, BPO companies do have lots of working students, but of course, if they already know onset of the interview process, then they will actually not let you be part of the company. They'll tell you to just pursue your studies and come back when you graduate already. So yeah, just tell them that you don't have plans, even if you have plans. Cool? Okay. Number 5 question is, do you have plans in taking your licensure exam or board exam? So yes, this was actually asked to me when I applied at Concentrix. So this was asked to me during my final interview, and I said that I don't have plans to take my board exams at this time, and in the future maybe, but that would happen years and years from now, because I really am focusing and working and providing for my family. So yes, that is the answer I provided them, and that worked. So yes, even if, for example, I have plans to take board exams, I wouldn't tell them, because they would say, okay, this person has plans to take the board exam. So what if he or she went in a review center, then she will be gone for months. She will not be able to perform her job well. Or what if she was able to pass her board exam? That means that she will be resigning. So yes, what's the point of us accommodating this person? So yes, you may say something differently even if you are planning something in your head, right? And then yes, question on number 6 to 10 are actually behavioral questions, and my greatest tip to this is that you have to make sure that you say yes to all of these questions if you wanted to pass the interview. So number 6 question is, can you work in shifting schedule? So yes, the answer should be yes, I can work in shifting schedule. So if you don't know yet what it means by shifting schedule, basically it's when, for example, your shift today is in the morning or in the afternoon, or like your 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's your shift. And then because it's shifting, meaning it changes from time to time depending on their staffing demand. So you could be switched from 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. instead. So you should agree with that, and you should just say yes with that, because if you would say no, then that's a no-no and you will be rejected. Alright, number 7 is, can you render an overtime when needed? So same thing, the answer should be yes. You should be comfortable in rendering an overtime. Of course, they'll pay you, or they'll pay you for that extra hours you provided or you've given them, and that happens not all the time. Actually, it rarely happens. It could happen to your account like twice a year, once a year. So yes, you should be okay with that, I believe. And then number 8 question is, can you work during holidays like Christmas and New Year? So yes, we are different from the government. So in the government, even if it's during holidays like Christmas or New Year, it's like holiday and you don't have to go to work. But since we are working in a private institution, then we really have to work, especially if the schedule that falls into that is during our work day. So if it's a work off and it falls that it's your it's holiday, then that's good for you. But yeah, it's also good if you would work during holidays, because it's either double pay or you can get 30% more from your salary that day. And then number 9 is, can you work late hours at night? The answer again should be yes, because our clients are living in the US most of the time, and we have 12 to 13 hours of difference. So if it's morning here in the Philippines, it's at night in the US. So yes, we have to work at night, so it will be morning in their time. So we have to adjust. And so if you wanted to work in the call center industry, you should say yes to that. And then number 10 is, can you work with a team or you prefer working alone? So this is also a behavioral type of question, and you should say yes to this. Why? Because you will be working in a team. So team of at least 12 to 25 people. So you would have to say yes to this. You will not work alone. Although you have to work on your personal or own performance or own metrics, but of course you have group mates that you also should vibe and work well with, right? Work well with. And then number 11 is, if you will be hired, can you start as soon as possible? So the answer to this question should always be a yes, because the moment you apply to their company, that means that there's no regrets, like meaning you don't have to say, oh my gosh, I couldn't because I have to attend my cousin's wedding next month, so can I start next month or after next month instead? So it is a no-no, and for me, you may be rejected if you answer this question that way. So you should say of course, or yes, I will be happy to work as soon as possible. Like, it would show that you really care for the job and you are really interested working for the company. And then number 12 is tell me about your previous work experience if you have. So if you don't have yet, then you can skip this part, but you can share your on-the-job training, right? If you are a college graduate, you already took your OJT, and so you can share what you've done during that time, especially those computer-related works or anything that is related to customer service or interaction with human beings or with people. Alright, so when you are going to provide any information about your previous work, just state the positive side of it, and then just provide what is the scope of your work, and make sure to provide something that is related to the job you are applying for. So even if you worked in a fast food chain as a fast food crew, for example, you should relate it to customer service, because of course being a fast food crew is something related to customer service, because you get to serve your customers. It may not be like, it may be like a face-to-face interaction, and that's just the difference of it. We talk over the phone, whereas what you're doing is a face-to-face, but all boils down to the same page, which is customer service. You provide customer support. And then the other question, number 13, is why did you leave your previous job, or what happened? So this is when I got stressed out, because I don't know whether I would say a lie or whether I would confess the truth. So what I did was I provided the true story as to why I leave my previous job. It was because of pandemic actually, and I didn't intend to leave my job. It's just that it's necessary for me to look for a job that will sustain or that will provide food in our table. So yes, at that time, with my previous job, I have to stop working, or like our work days is like, it should be 5 days a week, but it was decreased to just 2 days a week, and you're not paid for those weeks that you're not able to go to work. So yeah, with BPO, it's something that is working despite the pandemic. I mean, it's still standing tall despite the pandemic, and so yeah, I opted to work for this company, for this kind of industry, rather than go back to the corporate world. So yes, yes, always be positive though when providing the reason why you leave your job. As I've mentioned all the time, do not badmouth your previous employer, because if you will do so, then your interviewer will have an implication or impression that, okay, this person is like badmouthing her previous company, and that means that when this person leaves our company, then he or she will likely badmouth our company too. So I wouldn't allow him or her to enter our company. So yeah, if you know what I mean. And then number 14 is, if you will be hired, how confident are we that you are not going to resign? So this is when you already have a job experience, and then they found out that your work experience is just 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, like you don't even stay in that company for over a year. So that's the question that they will be asking you. So yes, the best answer that I provided, and I believe it worked because I was able to pass, is that I said there is no, like, I'm not thinking of any reason for me to leave the job, because my ultimate goal is to be able to be part of your company and work for you. So that's what I said. It's not exactly it is word for word, but that's the thought. Yes, pardon if this is how I say it. I just came from work and I haven't slept yet. Yeah. Number 16. Will there be a reason for you to leave our company? So what would it be? So yes, you provide something that can trigger or that can be the reason why you'll be leaving the company. And first, it could be because you really have to, because you are of old age already and you're going to retire already. That's what you can say. Or maybe you have you've got into a bad accident and you may not be able to work anymore. So those are examples of possible reasons as to why you will leave the company. Don't say that I will leave the company because of low salary, because of poor management and anything like that. That's a no-no. Please don't say that. Alright, so number 16 is, are you willing to work on site or do you prefer working at home? So I would say, be honest with your answer with this one, but always be open to anything. Like you can say, yes, I am open to working on site. Like if it is required for me to go on site, then I will. But during these times of crisis, and we're in the middle of pandemic, if your company offers work from home, then I will gladly accept it. So meaning, you don't just say, no, I really prefer working at home, I cannot go on site. So don't say that. You should be open to it. Like, there is really a possibility for that to happen. Alright, number 17 is, how do you handle a complicated work? Because you will be dealing with a lot of complicated tasks. Not tasks, but yes, the tasks or the tools that you will be handling is a little bit complicated at first, but with time and practice, you'll be able to get through it. Same goes with handling complicated customers. So you will be able to be an expert in handling their moods, their attitudes, and it may take some time, but you can get there. And then number 18 is, let's say you received a call from an irate customer. How will you deal with him or her? So yes, I created a video about this, so I'll put the link in the description box down below. But basically, to give you an idea, what you should do is to listen to that customer. You don't have to say, please calm down. Don't say that. Let him speak, let him vent out, listen, and just let him pour his emotions. And later on, once he was able to provide everything already, then it's your time to acknowledge all those, empathize, and of course provide resolution, resolve the problem. Number 19 is, how do you rate your computer and speaking skills? Because in customer service, you will not just use your voice, but you also have to use your tools. So you at least have an idea how to navigate the computer, how to use your mouse properly, and so on. So you should say, yes, I am knowledgeable in terms of computer. We are in the age of technology these days, and so yeah, when I was studying, we are using computers. In fact, I have laptop on my own. So like, you can say that just to give them an idea that, okay, this person really knows how to use computer, right? So that is not to boost or anything, like boast. Yeah, Bisaya kasi girl, so yun. Basta hindi ka naghahambog, yun. Basta nasabi mo lang yung totoo. And then, speaking skills, you can rate it between 8 and 9, not 10, because you may be fluent, but there are still room for improvements with that because we are not native English speakers, okay? The number 20, which is the last one, finally, do you have any questions for me? Which you should always have a question in mind. So yes, the question that you can possibly give, which I typically ask my interviewer, is, if I will be hired or if I am going to pass this interview, when can I start? And so yes, that is it guys. I hope you've learned something from this video. Pasensya na kayo, medyo sleepy ako, hindi energetic. Kaka-out ko lang po kasi sa work, pero I thought of creating this video for all of you guys bago ako matulog. And so yes, I'll see you again next time. If you have comments, feel free to comment that down below. If you have questions or video requests, I'll be happy to create those. Just let me know. And yes, I'll see you again next time. Take care always guys, and God bless you. Bye bye.